Hi, I'm Anna Mariam Thomas.
And I'm Padmapriya. We are here today with Mr. Ronak Singhvi, founder of Freshness.
So, good evening,
Hello,
Ronak.
guys.
Thank you so much for joining us for this interview. So, we would just like to ask you a few questions regarding Freshness. And, I'm pretty sure after this interview, a lot of people who see this, it's going to be a very inspirational for all of our budding entrepreneurs. So, shall we get started?
Yes. So, to get started with, we would like you to give us a brief description of the venture, Freshness, and its backstory. Okay, so I'll start with the backstory first. This is 2020, in the month of May, when the COVID pandemic hit, and we just finished our third year, and me and a couple of my other friends, we always wanted to start something right from we joined college, and this was the right time, and we started discussing with each other what can be done or what is the business venture that we can get into. So for the first 2 months, we had no idea. So we used to, get on calls every day. Like one of my partners was in Dubai and another partner was in Vijayawada. So we never were at the same place. So we used to get on calls every day in the morning at 6:30 a.m. because Christ ensured that we have that routine of getting up early. So we used to get on calls, used to discuss about what's happening, what's going on, and we didn't want to get lazy with the COVID pandemic and being at home. So we used to discuss and we used to discuss ideas. So we came across the idea and the concept of hydroponics, which is basically growing of plants without soil. It's growing of plants in water. So it was a very interesting idea, and us being from the finance background, it was completely new to us and really intriguing. So we started research in 2020, and we used to get on calls. We used to update each other with work we were doing to understand what it is first, and before we come to idea. And in 2021, almost 1 year after research got over, we decided that we can go ahead with a small research plant in which we will be growing plants indoors, vertically, under lights, under controlled environment, which is quite literally, I think, one of the first farms in Bangalore, which was done. Because it was so new, there was literally no one we could, compare ourselves with or compete ourselves with, and that's why we wanted to do something very disruptive. Then we have successfully grown for almost 8 months now, and we went into retail sales of the produce. We went into B2B sales of the produce, and we realized that the farm was too small, for us to be able to meet our demands. So with that, we also took a shift into our plan, and we decided not to go ahead with the retail sales of the produce as such, because that was a different game altogether, and we needed bigger investments, bigger area, and lots of more time and effort into getting the growing right, which is more scientific. So we realized that we can help other people who want to get into this. People who are interested to grow at homes, people who want to start their own farms. So we're now focusing towards a consultancy, a company to help more people get into this, spread awareness about why it's important to grow sustainably.
Okay. So, can you tell us what inspired you to begin this journey?
So to be honest, one was that I actually had a job. Right after my college got over, I was lucky to be placed in a good company in the role of finance. But first 6 months into the job, I realized that the job is too good. Like, I really enjoyed it. But then I was getting comfortable. I was generally people's aspirations just stop the moment they finish their professional degree or they get a job, and they're getting good pay. But I realized that this is the right age for us to get out of that comfort zone. Give it a shot, give it a try, see what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you need to improve about yourselves. So the whole idea of improving myself, self, growth is what led me to choose something like this. I quit my job within a year of, getting into the company to try something new. Okay, so you've come a long way, and in general, we've heard a lot of people talk about, no matter how much we work hard, we've always had these moments where we, tend to doubt ourselves. We're like, okay, are we going in the right direction? So, have you ever felt that? And if you have, how have you dealt with such feelings? Yeah, it is very natural, to be honest. It's not just with a startup, it's in general in your life. Also, you'll always feel that because you'll be struggling, But the whole idea is to be courageous because that gives you strength, and I feel that especially for people of our age, it's good to fail. Like it's good to make mistakes. It's good to do stuff that is outside your comfort zone, because that's what makes you learn more. That's what makes you grow more. And when those situations arose, even when I was doing the startup, or in the research phase, I already wasn't afraid to fail. So that gave me the push, because if you are mentally already prepared that what's the worst thing that's going to happen is you will not be successful. So what? It's a big deal. Like not trying is a bigger failure than trying and failing. So situations when you doubt yourself, you just need to back yourself to go ahead. And definitely, like you said, hard work, that is very important. No matter what you do, whether it's your studies, whether it's your job, whether it's a startup, always give you 100%. Like if you give you 100%, you will not regret it. Like you won't feel bad about it, because some things are not in our hand. So we just have to focus on what's in our hand and give 100% in that.
Okay. So in this whole journey of yours, like, could you tell us who was your ideal support, like, and how do you balance your work life with your personal life?
Um, Ideal support, I would personally say, will be two people. One would be my partners who have been with me in the journey, and second would be my parents. In no particular order, mainly because it's really important that the people who you work with push you, because when you're doing a startup or when you're in an entrepreneurship role, you are your own boss. Like there's no one going to tell you what to do, or like no one keeps a check on you. So to push each other, to motivate each other, to be able to break those deadlines and work, that's really important, and that's something I got motivated by my partners. And for my parents, definitely, it's not very common for Indian parents to let their child just quit the job, and go out and start something absolutely new, which is not even in the field. But they never said no to anything. They've always motivated to try and do something better. So that gives you a lot of confidence, because you don't have any pressure as such from your parents. So that is something like it's very important. And I feel that no matter how strict your parents are, if you have the right skills to convince them, if you have the right idea, if you have the right vision, you can convince them, no matter what the idea you have, you want to implement. Even if your parents are the most strict parents, it is still possible. Okay, and is there anything that before you got into the field and you started the whole journey? Is there anything that you felt like I wished I would have known? I'd known this before I started my journey. It would have been a little something. Everything, to be honest, because like the whole process of starting from scratch, it is very very cumbersome, because you put in hours and hours of research to learn something, and then later on you realize that this could have been done much easier, or like for example, now for me to implement everything that I've learned into creating a new business model for any business will hardly take 2 days. But to be able to get that knowledge and that to be able to be gain that skill, I would say, took almost 1 to 2 years. When you look at something, instantly if it's going to work, it's not going to work, what will be the problems, what will be the operational problems, what can be the benefits, long-term benefits, the pros and cons, literally everything. It just calculates in your mind now automatically, because you were able to go through that. So I would actually not change anything, because it was needed, because now it really helps me a lot to decide and do stuff I want to do ahead. So probably I would love it if I knew all of this way before, but I'm glad, like I'm still proud, like it was a process you need to go through.
Yeah. So you told many times that this is a learning process. This was a learning process, and I'm pretty sure it is even now. So, what do you think was your biggest wow moment? Any moment you felt like that?
Yeah, because this was in the field of science, I had to start. I had to learn biology from scratch. I had to learn chemistry from scratch. I had to learn basic physics because we had to build our own farm, and this is something that no one helped us. We had to do from scratch, like every single material we had to get, and it took us 1 year to just have the idea to be able to put it up in a farm. So when we have our first cycle harvest, when you have the first produce coming out, like you had grown spinach and basil and lettuce, that was a wow moment for me because like all the time this is on paper, like this is on our PPTs and our Excels and whatnot, like the amount of break-even analysis we would have done, the amount of costing we would have done, it all came down to the output, which was the wow moment for us because we were successful in growing, what we were planning and dreaming of. So that was the wow moment for me. So the next question would be, what do you enjoy the most about being an entrepreneur, and what is one advice that you would like to give to the young budding entrepreneurs who also would like you would like to explore their own new ideas? What I enjoy the most about entrepreneurship is the freedom because you are not bound by anything. You have the freedom to be creative, you have the freedom to research, you have the freedom to focus on what you want to do, right? There may be a particular line of products you would like to start. You can literally just focus on that. There may be a new client meeting you would like to go attend. You would like to do marketing. You would like to work on the finances. You would like to go and talk to your interns, your employees. You have the freedom to do whatever you want. That is something I really, really enjoy because it doesn't make work hectic because you do what you like to do. And that makes every day a challenge. There's no holidays, like there's no like a weekend break or Saturday night. You work even on weekends, and that is something like I've really enjoyed because I don't have to wake up every morning saying that I have to do that. It's more like I get to do it. I get to do this, I get to do that. So that is something I really enjoy. And my advice to budding entrepreneurs would be, just start. Like don't worry too much about the what's gonna happen. How will I get finance? How will I do it? Like what if I fail? There is just you. If you sit down, you will probably write 101 ifs and buts and what can go wrong. But if you just give it a start, you will find ways, you will get opportunities, you will be able to make breakthroughs. You will also fail, like you will have setbacks, but that's how the journey is. It's going to be ups and downs. There won't be a graph where you're going right towards the top. So don't be afraid, I would say. That's the thing. Don't be afraid to fail. Like it's okay. Like it's fine. We need to normalize it. Like and most people don't try to do something because they're afraid of it. Like they're afraid of what people will say, what people will think. That is something that you need to gain. It's not easy. It's easier said than done. And I'm not like I've mastered all of this. This is something I would like to master it. So that would be my suggestion to the budding entrepreneurs.
Okay, so this journey is full of risks, ups and downs, and everything. So, do you have like a go-to mantra or something that keeps you going like this?
Yeah. So like basically, you have to picture where you would want to be 5 years from now. Like you would want to see where you would like to see yourself 5 years from now, right? So you have to inculcate those habits in yourself. Like it's not just in the professional degrees or the jobs you get. It's more about personal thing. It's more about personal habits you build, how disciplined you are, how you're able to control yourself in the moments of difficulty, in moments of when you're doing good as well. So for me, the whole thing is surrounded about improving myself as an individual. Like being able to talk to people. If you make me stand in front of 2,500 people, I should be able to talk. You put me in front of 10 smartest people in the room, I should be able to talk. Not just talking, just so many things. So the whole thing for me that is important is that you keep on inculcating habits which make you a better individual. Ethically, even knowledge wise, even professionally, you need to focus on that. And as long as you're growing in all those fields, it's a big win for you, because a lot of people don't think about all of these things. So it's important you start thinking about it yourself. You do something today in your life, you should see that, is this going to add value to my life after 5 years? Is it going to be helpful? So you need to focus on doing stuff that actually will help you in the future.
Okay, so we come to the end of this interview. Thank you so much, Ronak, for connecting with us and sharing all your insights and experiences. Thank you so much.
We really, really appreciate all the efforts that you've put in into your idea and this interview, and how you brought it to this stage. It takes a lot. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. All the best with your college, and I hope you guys do get inspired at some point in life to start something of your own, and when you do, I'll be really happy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ronak.
Thank you.
Take care.